Hello happy people, my name is Dan, and today we are going to be looking at some more GM48 Game Jam games, all around the theme of 60 seconds, and all made within 2 days. So let's see what we have got. Okay, so up first we have a game called 60 Second Revolution. And that's 60 second like the number 62. Clever pun. Clearly the pun was thought a little later in development, I think, because the game was actually called the ideal.exe when exporting it. Not exporting it, when unzipping it. So, 60 Second Revolution. Good pun. Interesting gameplay. I found the very sort of Hotline Miami kind of vibes, die quickly, reset quickly, that kind of thing, lots of pixel blood, going around. It's a sort of top-down shooter affair, and you're using your little wavy electricity situation to fend off their pink zappers. And yeah, it's a very sort of basic on the graphic front, but that's okay, it gets the point across. There's a lot of bullets going on, so too much graphic would be very sort of confusing anyway. And you have to kill all the people and presumably get to the end, something I struggled with a little bit in this one. I found the camera quite jaunty because it follows your mouse around, so when you're moving quite quickly you can see there where it wobbles around a bit. But it didn't matter because I died very quickly on this one. So yeah, it's a very tough game, but got some Hotline Miami situation, like I said, going on. It's an interesting concept and it's an interesting game. So overall, good job. Okay, so up next we have Atonement. I feel like this is one of those games where, again, you can devote an entire video to it because each level is 60 seconds rather than the entire game itself. And the idea is simple. You are this little cat, top-down shooter again. Unintentionally, I picked quite a few top-down shooters this time around, but yeah, you pick up some weapons and you go around and shoot Mr. Moonman. And you have to shoot the moon men in each of the levels and then go back to the start. These blue guys, it says they only attack if they suspect something's wrong. So yeah, cat walking through. If it's a different colour with a giant pistol, nothing to be suspicious about there. Didn't want to set them off. I love the style of this one. The graphics, the way the text wibbles and wobbles, really stylish. And that is mission cleared for me. So I tried this one as well. There's lots of levels here, so I didn't get through to all of them, but I'll definitely revisit this. And you can pick items up, throw them. Really stylish. I realise at this point I'm being attacked and I didn't have a weapon, so I died. But yeah, it's a good one. I like this. Up next, would you believe we have another top-down shooter? Yep, 3 top-down shooters in the same video. What is going on? This one is called Chrono Chaos Tedious Times. It's interesting. The only gripe I have with this one is that you have to press R to reload, but you have to use WASD to move. So the R key, it's a little bit of a precarious placed one, especially where you have to click. I would have thought the right mouse key would have been a bit better. But I do like how, as you move around, the clock that you're battling on is ticking away beneath you. I think that's a really clever touch. I do find when you've got enemies chasing you, they do end up sort of morphing into a giant blob of enemies. I know that can be quite a difficult one when you're making top-down shooters, that you can get that happen. But it's a good concept. There's more levels and more weapons, all of which I haven't discovered yet, so I'm going to have to revisit that. Overall though, it's an interesting one again, and I liked this too. And finally today we have one that's not a top-down shooter, just to mix it up a bit. This one is simply called V. And it's very reminiscent of a different game which is also called V. Well, it's called V. It's also got some Super Meat Boy vibes to it, you know, the really tough as nails kind of platforming. Not a lot of exposition about playing this one. I kind of feel like it's a bit tricky where it just kind of jumps straight into the game. You kind of have to pick up what's going on as you go along. I would have liked to have known a little bit more about what was happening, but I guess through a little trial and error, that was forward and backwards through the levels, and yeah, there's a lot of spikes in this one as well, so I was trying to figure out what was going on. It's a very weird take on platforming. You kind of jump up on walls and then you kind of don't. It's yeah, it's one of those where I think you could spend a lot of time trying to master it or repeatedly die like I did. But yeah, that's V. And I'm sure there's more to this one that I needed to figure out, but didn't get around to it. Maybe next time. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed watching today, and I may do more. If I do, stick around for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!